So I'll be looking at core areas of reskilling, why reskilling is very important in today's world. I have a passion for workforce transformation because of my I've had a first-hand experience in what digital disruption is doing to industries, and I think we need to reskill in full time. We have seen what we went through post-COVID-19, and that trend is still driving, and it will continue to drive down. Reskilling is key. Today we talk of remote work and so forth and so on. COVID-19 really helped to usher us into hybrid workfare today. So I will look at, we'll exploit global trend that is driving reskilling in today's world. Why is the trend going the way it's going? Do we need to adapt to it, or do we need to still stay and wait, like we did during the fourth industrial revolution, when the computer started, when manual work were done by computer? People were so hesitant, reluctant to adapt to that change. But we are there today, and we know that we're not going back. We're in the age of digital transformation, and we're not going back anytime soon. So I would encourage us to ask questions also and share our own experience throughout this course. So we start with first. So for those of you who would like to know more about me, you can go through LinkedIn page and find out more about my background. I'm an entrepreneur, consultant, and educator. I lecture in many universities here in Poland, and work with international organizations, helping to link Europe and Africa in sustainable development goals. And I specialize in strategy, operation, workforce transformation. And I'm a founder of a Polish-based company here, and an author of numerous books. One of the latest one is Introduction to Entrepreneur, which is one of the things I'll be using to carry on this session. So these are the little I can say about myself, and what you will take out from this lesson today is you will understand the importance of global workforce and how it's disrupting and shaping the new decade. We can all see what AI is doing, and there is no two ways that we have not entered that age. We are in the age of AI, and we're only going deeper and deeper every day. We'll explore real world cases across industries. We look at industries that have positioned themselves in AI, in driving that, reskilling themselves, and then we see how they are doing. And we'll learn from frameworks how to reskill and adapt to the new developments that we are facing right now. And I think if we look very well, we will see that almost every industry, we are not just competing locally, we are competing internationally. Whatever business you're doing, you have an international competitor somewhere. So if you're doing a business in Nigeria, you're competing with somebody in China, in South Korea, and all that. So we will identify actionable steps that we can take to build a future of ready-made workforce. So this is very important. These are the 4 things, pillars will be taken away from this session. Now, I was part of this manual way of doing things when we're growing in school, primary school, secondary school. We never knew what was computer. We were not aware of, we're all writing from the board and all that in secondary school days, and then in universities, then we started coming across computer. But I remember many students were reluctant to even understand how to use the computer. And they felt we will go back to the old ways of doing things, we will slip back to the old ways of doing things. It never happened. It only keep increasing and increasing and increasing and increasing. Today, we have seen that there is no going back in the digital age. And the same thing is happening in reskilling. To live in today's world with yesterday's mentality, it's not only detrimental, but catastrophic. And that is why Professor Mosrove said, the way to make doomsday prophecies self-fulfilling is to ignore the signs of dangers that lies now and passively depends on faith. He said those passive causes in life are not only detrimental, but catastrophic. Why so? They are catastrophic because we live, when we are passive to things, we face the consequences that comes with it. We are in the age of reskilling, and any company that failed to reskill faces the consequence in their investment. Either they will be thrown out of business. They will definitely fold because they will not be able to compete both locally and internationally or globally because of the challenge we are facing in reskilling. So every industry needs to reskill. That's how important reskilling is in today's world. Now, these are the 4 pillars we'll be looking at. And when you look at what are the things that are driving this whole change we're talking about? AI. Show me one single industry today that is not being driven by AI. There is no single industry. No single industry. Think of all the industries in China. Everything is done through AI. Think of all the businesses in your own local community. Watch very well. AI is driving almost every business and automation. So it has come to stay. And the only thing we have to do is to adapt to that change. Reskilling. When things change, we change. When things change, we change. So digital transformation, these are the things that are driving the change we're talking today. Remote and hybrid work. We are doing what we're doing today. This is a hybrid class. This is a remote conference we are taking part in. Imagine organizing this conference where every participant have to be there presently. The flight ticket, the visa, and everything. So you see how we are working more efficiently because of the reskilling of workforce. So we can now have conferences all over the world digitally through remote. We can bring hundreds and millions of people just without spending any much money. So this is what the reskilling of workforce is doing. I conduct most of my lectures online, and then I do hybrid. Sometimes even most students these days, they don't even want to come to classes. They prefer to do remote classes because they can watch the videos and then replay it and all that. That is what reskilling is doing. Students can study from far and wide without even coming and get their degree, diplomas. These are the benefits of reskilling workforce for the next generation. Working smarter, not too hard, but working smart. We look at green economy and sustainable transitions. We are looking at how European Union, for example, is driving the green economy with their agendas, and we are transiting from fossil fuel today to cleaner energy, cleaner consumptions, cleaner sustainable consumptions because of the reskilling that is going on. We look at innovation-driven business models. Show me one business today that is not driven by, reskilling. Is it Amazon? Many years ago, this conference would not take place. Because of reskilling, we can all be on conference and attend, remotely and attend this conference. Like I said before, it will have cost us so much money. Imagine the cost of putting all that together. But this is it. We are all participating right now because of the power of reskilling workforce. I would never have thought that post COVID-19, that I will be in the class teaching students from a distance. I'll be conducting all my classes through online. Most of the classes, exams and everything, because of reskilling, things have changed. Universities are adapting. There are numerous hundreds and thousands of courses online today. You can stay at the comfort of your house and get your degree, get your certificates, and so forth and so on, because of reskilling that is taking place. So we will look at different options. We will look at different sectors. Looking at, I will use an example like the academic industry. You and I know, if you go online, you are doing this course now. At the end of the day, you get your certification. This is something you would have been doing in person, going to school, in the classroom, sitting there, taking lectures. But you can today discourse with some of the brightest mind in every sector, in every field of knowledge, and get your certification, add it to your CV, get your job. Those days, you wouldn't have. So when things change, we need to change. We are in the age of rapid change, even, because the level of change we are seeing post COVID-19, we have not seen it in recent times. There is too much disruption going on in the digital industry. So many models are coming out, so many frameworks are coming out. The one you use today, before you know, in the next 1 month, another framework is out, another application is out, another base is out. So we need to be adapting in order to stay relevant, in order to stay efficient, and stay competitive in whatever industry we are. Without this, we cannot meet up with the challenges that lies ahead. So I will ask a question. Now, we look at it, we know that AI, automation, digital transformation, remote and hybrid work, green economy, and sustainable transition, innovation-driven business models are driving the change. These are the drivers of workforce today. If you look at every sector, you will find these 5 pillars playing a role in everything we do. When I finished my PhD in project management, I was thinking, what am I going to do with AI? But you see that I now discover that I can't even function efficiently without an AI. I had to go back and do masters in machine learning and AI to make sure that it helps to enhance my project management skills. And it's applicable to almost every industry. So we need to put on the mantra of reskilling. Every business that have succeeded in 21st century is as a result of strategic reskilling. Not just reskilling, not just training people. You're not going there to train people, because you see that your workers need to be trained. Train for what purpose? What is the mission of training them? What is the vision for training them? That's why sometimes, if you watch very well, most of the training programs you guys host is effort and futility, because they don't catch the vision of what they want to become without training. They train after a few months or after a few weeks, or after, you ask them what's the benefit of the training, nothing to show. Millions of dollars, thousands of dollars gone into it, buying tickets, sometimes expensive flights for them to go for 3 days workshop or 5 days workshop, to India or to Nigeria or to America or Europe. And then at the end of the day, they don't reap the reward. There is no return of investment in that training, because it was not strategic, because there was no vision and crystal clear mission in doing that training. Industries that key into this, knowing the purpose of reskilling, they reap the benefit of it. Industries that don't really know the benefit of, they just go and do evaluation. After they do evaluation analysis, and then they retrain, but there is no crystal clear vision. What do we want to achieve in 5 years, in 1 year, in 2 years, short term, mid term, and long term? So we must be very strategic when we talk of reskilling. Otherwise, it will be effort and futility. You learn something and then you don't use it. How many courses have you done? If you look very well, that you have, you studied, did 6 months course, 1 year course. At the end of the day, was that course, was that program beneficial to you? Did you use it to advance your career, your business? Most often they waste that money just to get certification, and then, oh yeah, I got a certification and this, because it was not strategic. As a result, it failed. Anything you do that is not efficient and effective will lead to failure. This is standard. The breath you breathe should be efficiency. Is the program efficient enough? Yes. Is it effective? How did you use it? Did you use it effectively to achieve the aims and objectives of the missions you want to achieve? These are strategic, these are questions we must ask ourselves before going to training programs. Otherwise, we just go there to take certificates, waste money. I mean, it would have been better to use that money, maybe give it to less privileged people than to put it there just to gain titles. So we have a clearer vision of what these 5 pillars are doing in workforce, in reskilling the workforce for the next generation. From next year, from 2026, we have another 5 years. And these are the pillars that, I don't know if any of you know about the Sustainable Development Goals. If you do know the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, you will see that these are the 5 pillars that are driving that agenda. But even though the world is very far from achieving that agenda, I strongly doubt if 2030 will be marked with the success in Sustainable Development Goals, because they are not working effectively. The United Nations is not working effectively with with these 5 pillars. As a result, a 15 years agenda, 5 years to go, 10 years have gone. Okay, remove the COVID times. We have 2 or 3 years disruption, but still they are far from achieving that goal. If we look at MDG, Millennium Development Goal, which was the bedrock of Sustainable Development Goal, they did well there. They used the 5 pillars. Mostly developing countries did very well with the Millennium Development Goals. But when you look at Sustainable Development Goals, we are lacking way behind, because we are not strategically using the 5 forces of change in driving that reskilling we are looking for. Now we look at reskilling. When we talk of reskilling, what's reskilling? I don't know whether you would like to type from those of you who would like to type from the chat box. If you want to type from the chat box, you can answer, or you can send your question later through this. But I will ask, if you have any question, you can just put your response on chat box. What is reskilling? What does it mean to reskill, to retrain? What, if you have an idea, put your answer on the chat box. What does it mean to reskill, to retrain? Why are you undergoing retraining? Yet you have been trained, but you need to undergo retraining. If you have an answer, please put it on the chat box. Now, almost every industry you look at undergo reskilling. The reason for that reskilling is to stay competitive, relevant, and sustainable. Because if you are not reskilling, if you are not competitive, you go out of business. You cannot live with yesterday's mentality in today's world. It doesn't work. Businesses that have tried such, they all fail. They all fail because they did not reskill. They did not have strategic operational reskilling. They want to do things the way they do it before. It doesn't work today. Look at all the thousands of new businesses springing out every day. Even as we're having this session, companies are springing out, coming with brilliant ideas. And so if you understand that you are facing challenge, not only locally, but internationally and globally, then you need to sit upright, fasten your belt of reskilling at all times, strategic reskilling, so that you'll be able to stay relevant in that industry or in that business. Otherwise, you will be in that business while someone in China will just overtake you, selling their products more cheaper with good quality, because you did not reskill, you did not adapt. You did not adapt to the changes that are needed at the right time, doing the right thing at the right time, at the right moment, or the right place is your number $1 million you have. Tacticality in your business, in your education, whatever you do, you must put your fingertip on the pulse at all time, looking what is going on right now today in your industry. Are you relevant in your industry or not? Are you out of business in your industry? Can you stay competitive for 1 year, for 6 months? Are you sure you can meet up with the challenges that are coming up? You must be watching what are the new trends going on in your industry. So reskilling is teaching employees new skills for different roles. It's not just about you moving from one department to another to learn new role, but what are the latest trends going on in that particular industry? What are the latest development for you to stay relevant in that industry? So it's not, for example, you move from one sector of software development to from back end to front end, and you do not know all the necessary front end frameworks or apps that are already going on, doing scaling businesses more efficient, making businesses more efficient. And then you just move with the yesterday's mentality you have in front end, you move it, or you move from there to back end to front end, and then you think you will succeed. No, because more new apps are coming that will outsmart you in that same front end. You move from back end to front end, or from front end to back end. What are the latest developments in the industry? Now, that is one. Reskilling, employees learning new skills for different roles. That's one. Number two, upskilling. What is upskilling? Did I get any response there? Let's see. Okay. Yes, I have some brilliant answers here coming in. I'll go through them as we move. That's okay. Okay, Johnson Fadola said the work and business environment is dynamic and keeps evolving. That's right. It keeps evolving, and it will continue to evolve. I will read the other ones. Let me finish with this. It will continue to evolve. And that's the world we live in. So we must put this mantra that to live in today's world with yesterday mentality it will no longer work. It will no longer work. If we want to stay relevant, stay sustainable, stay competitive, healthy competition, then we need to put this into we need to tie this, fasten this in our waist as a belt. So upskilling is improving skills for current roles, while reskilling is teaching new skills for different roles. Now you are upskilling. Why are you upskilling? For example, you're a software developer, back end, and there are so many other new devices that have been produced or ushered into the market, and you do not know these devices. And how then can you work efficiently, because these devices are needed, these frameworks are needed to work efficiently in whatever field. And they ask you, say, oh, you're a back-end guy, that's good. But do you know XYZ framework? You said, no, you do not know. Do you think they will give you that job? They won't give you that job. Even though you are a back-end guy, you have the qualification, but you are not current with what is going on in the industry. So you need to go for upscaling. Maybe you need to learn how to use Jupyter. You need to learn how to use latest model of framework of Python, Anaconda, and so on. But you are living with, HTTP, whatever. You will not be able to get the job. So you need to upskill. So that is why lifelong learning is a must if you want to stay relevant in today's world. In academic sector, in your business sector, whatever business you're doing, you need to be upskilling, reskilling, upskilling. And the last one is cross-skilling. Why do you need to cross-skill? Expanding abilities across functions. Now, show me one business that works well without interconnectivity. Every business you see today, look at all your surrounding, look at any business, everything is cross-connected, everything is interconnected. That's why we live in a very interconnected world, and we are only coming to know it more and more. Nothing works in isolation. You need experts, people who are efficient in every industry in order to produce an efficient machine or whatever, or business. And so, for example, you bring an expert in one field who is very knowledgeable in software development, but the HRO side is lacking. Maybe the HRO is not efficient. Do you think that company will flourish? It will not flourish. Even though they have experienced software developers, but the HRO department is not functioning well. As a result, the HRO department will employ people who are not capable enough to help the company achieve its mission and vision or stay competitive. So everything is interconnected. That's what I mean. Everything must be working perfectly to produce efficiency and effectiveness in business. In your private life, you need to reskill even in your own private life, because when you talk of reskilling, it all starts with you. Again, living in today's world with yesterday's mentality will not work. It's all about adaptation, readjusting. Those who are successful in life, any nation that is successful, watch that nation, is very adaptive. They are reskilling, upskilling, and cross-skilling. As a result, they stay relevant. Those that said, oh, we have to do it the way it was done 20 million years ago, 10 years, as it was in the beginning, so shall it be. They fail. As a result, they are underdeveloped, even developing nations, because they don't want to catch up. They don't want to leapfrog. So cross-skilling is good, expanding abilities across functions, learning the necessary abilities, not just what is relevant in the field, then you stay competitive, sustainable. So reskilling is not an issue of, oh, maybe, oh, we just do it. It's a continuous thing that have come to stay. Not thinking, oh, so we just do it for next year, for some few months. No, you have to keep reskilling, upskilling, and cross-skilling so that you work at your max, at your optimal. You have efficiency and effectiveness in whatever you do, whether in the educational sector, in the IT sector, automation sector, any industry you are, there is no way. HR, you remember those days we used to do for when you go for job, you have to apply through, you send your CV, maybe you bring it in person, you submit it in person. Today, is it that way? No. Today, everything is automated because the demand is high. As the demands are getting high, thousands of people are applying for one job, and the HR guys don't have time to spend minutes reading those things. They put in their keywords in the AI, and then they scan it and get the relevant selected people, the one that meets up with the requirement, and then this from their screen. Imagine you reading all the CVs, 1,000 CV for one position. That would take you days. But these are the benefit of reskilling. Today, HR, they are more efficient. They can scan your CV, they can scan hundreds of CVs, thousands of CVs within a twinkle of an eye and pick out what they want to pick out. And that is how it cuts across every industry. Today, you can gain so much knowledge without even going out of your house. I mean, AI is not meant for dummies. It's not meant for dummies. It's made for intelligent people. I keep telling people, some people will still be in the age of AI, and AI, they will not know how to use it. They don't even know how to use it. AI is not made for dummies. It's made for intelligent people, to enable you work effectively and efficiently. That's the essence of AI. And some people think it's just, well, whatever, maybe just type email, ask question. Yeah, that's one of them. It helps you to reply, to respond, whatever. But there is more to AI in all sectors. Show me one area where AI is not playing a catalytic role today as a result of reskilling. Times have changed, and therefore we need to change. We're living in the fastest time in human history. The disruption is unthinkable, unimaginable. So these are the three things you will take today. You will keep reskilling all through. You will, if you're working, you will keep reskilling personally, corporate world, and governmental level. Nations need to reskill. They need to upskill. They need to cross. You need people. You need to work with people. Cross-skilling, expanding ability, learning. I used to see some people say, oh, what are you doing with all this? I keep telling people, keep studying until the day you give your last breath. That's called lifelong learning. Lifelong learning is tied to these three fundamental principles: learning new skills, reskilling, upskilling, cross-skilling, to enhance whatever industry you are. Next slide. So if I ask you, what are the skills you will need from next year? What are the skills we need? Who can put the answer? Okay, I think some three. I'll come back here now, just 1 minute. What are the skills you will need for next year? Somebody? Any response? What are the skills you think are so much important? You can put your answer here on the, if you know how to use the chat, please put it on the chat. What are the skills? I'll put this a little bit here. What are the skills we need? From next year, we seriously need it. I mean, desperately need it, because we need it. It's what has driven the change you and I is enjoying today or are enjoying today, and it will continue to, to fuel the benefit of what we enjoy. Somebody says skills pertaining to AI, quantum computing. That's good. That's good, Mr. Jayakar. Yes, we need AI so much. That's why after I finished my PhD in management, I went back to say, no, AI, we need AI, but not just AI, not just machine learning, which is important to augment my profession. Computing, quantum, we live in quantum world now. There's no two ways. Everything is interconnected. Make no mistake. The quantum world is real. Some people are still thinking like the days of digital when they started doing things by manual to mesh to computer. People thought, oh no, come on, we can't adapt to this. People are out of ignorance. One of the things that stop people from learning. Why? What are the things? Ignorance. That's number one. When you see people don't want to learn because they don't understand the benefit of the change, the reskilling. As a result, they are afraid of the change that comes with it. What are the other things? What are the obstacles to reskilling, upscaling, cross-skilling? Who knows? Who can give me? What are the obstacles? Why are people so reluctant to change? Why are people so reluctant to change? What makes them feel scared of change when this change is inevitable? Fear of failure, Johnson, that's good. Fear of failure. But how can you succeed without you trying? Look at, we have uncountable people in Martis in the world that have tried so many things before they succeeded. You know them. You know them. I don't want to be mentioning names here. Accessibility, yes. Fear of failure. No, if you do not fail, how will you learn? If you do not make mistakes, how will you learn? You need to be ready, accept failure as part of your learning process, a stepping stone to your success. As you fail, you learn from the mistake and you keep perfecting. Nothing that you learn today that that you didn't go through a lot of hurdles and obstacles before you attain perfection in it. So failure is part of the learning process to stay effective and efficient in whatever industry you are. You don't need to fear failure. No. It's the mechanism that helps you to become efficient. But many people are scared of failure. You don't need to be scared of failure. If I tell you how many things I've tried in my life that did not work, how many businesses I've put on that did not work, how many things I went into and I failed, but I never gave up. I never gave up. I wish we have all the time today to, for this class. I will discuss so many things about my own personal life that I've put hands in. But it was all, when I look back, all those things were what propelled me to what I am today, where I am today, the resistance I have today. So failure, people out of failure, they don't want to take risk. Believing in wrong belief systems and all that, ignorance of so many things. They don't know the benefit of what comes out from that rescaling. They don't understand the benefit. Now, we look at the skills of the next decade, another 5 pillars. Remember all the 5 pillars we've been talking about. Critical thinking. Anyone that succeeds in life, you can succeed in life if you are not a critical thinker. Not possible. You can. You can. No nation, no single nation, no human being, no nation, no community can succeed if you are not a critical thinker. It's not possible. It's not possible for us to live in today's world with yesterday's mentality. Critical thinking, very important. Problem-solving skills. Now, another one is digital and data literacy. Why is it important? Why is digital and data literacy very important?
When you do them, yeah, like they said, I thought it was a tacky time. So I thought it was this guy that was really good. Also, checking because they're outside, so I don't come inside.
Hi, participant. The floor will be officially open for question answer soon. Please feel free to drop your question till the time Dr. James is going through the session. He would be happy to assist you in that question as well. He would be happy to answer all of them. So till the time Dr. James is coming back for the session, I think he has a little bit urgent matter, so I really apologize for the participant. So we can go through the comments and we can interact with each other as well. So Jaikar is saying that GSDC is accessible pro bono, if not need to pay hefty fees. Kudos to GSDC. Thank you so much, Jaikar, for the kind words. Yes, we are working on a pro bono basis, on a knowledge sharing basis, but also kudos to our speakers who come to our platform from their busy schedules, who take the time to be available for the participant, conduct a session on a knowledge sharing basis, on the kind of topic which is very accessible and which is very helpful into the professional journey for enhancing the skills into the future ready for 2026. So kudos to all of our speakers as well. And Johnson wants to know, are we going to get a replay of the session? Also, can we get a certificate of participation for attending the session? So yes, at the end of the sessions of webinar of this month, you guys will be getting the certificate of attending the participation session. You guys will also be getting the thank you mailer for attending the session, as well as when it comes to the replay of this session. So I am sharing a email ID into the chat box, guys. You can drop an email over there and you will be able to get the replay of the session if the speaker is giving us the consent for that. Otherwise, we will be sharing you the session which we record while doing that. Okay, so just allow me a minute to share the email ID. uh Yes, so here it is, the email ID, aditi@gsdccouncil.org. Please do drop your emails over there for the session's reply. So, till the time Dr. James is coming back, so what do you guys think? Like how the sessions, like the changes of the session and themes of the session we are conducting for you. And right now for December, we have started preparing the topics and the theme according to the upcoming new year of 2026, because new year is here. So every new year we try to give the knowledge to our participant on on something trending skills which will enhance and which will help you to become future ready. So if you're a frequent joiner, we would love to know how the sessions are going and how you're feeling about your learning journey with this. Please use the chat box for dropping the thoughts. We would be happy to know that. Hi, Dr. James. I just wanted to ask, hello, am I audible to you? Participant, can you please hear me? Can you please send me a text onto the chat if I'm audible? Hello. Participant, it would be really helpful if you can send me a chat into the chat box that if you guys are able to hear me. And also the Vikas, can we hand some thank you so much, Reena. So can we hand some sandbox for practicing the tools? Yes, you can if you guys want to do a challenge into the learning and development webinar also, so we can arrange that as well. So from the next session, we can do one thing. We can ask our speaker to present a challenge as well. But because the learning and development webinar session are now coming out a little bit late, so that's why we have stopped asking from our speaker to this, because we are privileged that they are coming on our platform for a pro bono sessions. So we don't want to, bug them with more responsibilities. But yes, we will try to give it a challenge from next session. I for sure. So, Jagger, how to identify life learning skill sector-wise domestic markets. So this question will be answered by the James, by the Dr. James. Let him come back in a few minutes. So, do you guys have any other question regarding the GSDC initiative you want to know? Dr. James, if you are having a little bit trouble for starting the mic and video, please do let us
Sorry,
know.
guys, I have a little bit disruption. Can we continue? Sorry for that.
Yes, we can. No,
So,
no
guys,
worries.
thank you for your understanding. Sorry. Now, we were talking about the skills of the next decade, which are very important. We talked of critical thinking. You will not succeed individually if you're not critical in your thinking. It's not possible. It's impossible. When you have critical thinking mind, you will do your decisions will be accurate. You will do accurate things. You will do accurate, you will be efficient in your business. You will be you will be efficient in every decision you make. You will be accurate because you're applying critical thinking, and it works both ways, even in the business world. So critical thinking is not something that is made for only business people. No, you as an individual, if you're not a critical thinker and a problem solver, show me one single person that have succeeded in life, any community, any nation that have succeeded, if they were not critical in their thinking. It's not possible. So critical thinking produce problem-solving mentality. And as a result, nations that are critical thinkers, that apply critical thinking in everything they do, looking at short-term, middle-term, and long-term sustainable critical thinking path, they are always succeeding. Nations, individuals that do not apply this critical thinking or problem-solving skills, they do not succeed. They do not succeed. They do not succeed. I've not seen one company that have succeeded that did not have critical thinking. In industries like education, universities, institutions, like look at this institution, they are critical thinkers. That is why you and I are here doing this, taking this program. If they were not critical in because they are facing challenges, you can imagine how many competitors they have. Can you think of how many competitors that GSDC has? Global Council has a lot of competitors, so they need to be critical in their thinking. What do the people need? What kind of programs can we bring forth so that we can attract learners, attract customers, retain people who will be coming to our program to gain certifications, to gain knowledge and gain certification. Quality knowledge. But there are so many other companies, businesses in this certification industry that do not apply critical thinking. They just go copy something because Mr. James did this or Mr. John did that. They just copy it and they don't have the critical thinking skill. They may shine for a few months and off they go because they cannot solve real world problem. They are not consistent. Consistency is the game of the bulldog. Digital and data literacy. How can you make it in today's world if you are not digital and data literacy? Show me one business in today's world that is thriving without the use of digital and data literacy. The days of our grandfathers are gone. Our mothers, when they were victims of unjust social society. Today, every business, all your social content, every business needs digital and digital and data literacy to drive their business. It's the lifeline of all businesses. And even you and I, if you're not digital literate, you cannot even operate the computer. You wouldn't even be able to log in here. So it's needed in every sector, mostly in the entrepreneur sector. You can't succeed in any business. You want to run a school, online schools, people are making millions, billions of dollars through online education today. Because of what? Because of digital literacy. So these are the skills that are needed in every industry. Now, leadership and emotional intelligence. This is one thing many people overlook. I used to teach, I do teach this course in the university, leadership and emotional intelligence. Do you need emotional intelligence to succeed in today's world? Too much. The days of IQ is gone. If you look very well, people who have succeeded today in today's world are people with emotional intelligence. And what are these emotional intelligence? We overlook it. We think autocracy, ability to adapt to all these different leadership styles, very important. But above all, make sure that you wear the belt of emotional intelligence in your leadership pursuit. Otherwise, you will not succeed even in your own personal home, your children. Parents who are leaders, true leaders in the family, are parents with emotional intelligence, managing their kids well. So it starts from individual, from personally to professionally. So if you lack it personally, when you go to work, you exhibit the same lack of emotional intelligence in the workplace. And then what are the results of this? Burnout. Your workers are all burnout. Fire. When you watch some companies, have you not noticed that sometimes when you look at certain companies, every month they are hiring someone in a particular position? This month, they need digital analysts in the same position. After 1-2 months, that position is vacant again. Most of you employees that are looking for work, they don't even care to examine these things. Ask yourself, why is this company always hiring? Is it because they are opening new branches? Or is it because there is a systemic problem in the company as a result of fire? They hire you, they fire you. 2 months you work, the next 3 months you're out there. Then that same position is again open for another person. So we need to be very careful with this. Extremely careful. When you see companies that are just the same position is always open, it may be a red flag. It may be a very big red flag. Don't go there because you'll be the next victim. So because the leadership there lacks emotional intelligence, workers are coming in and leaving. Workers are coming in, absentees, burnout and all that, because the leader has lack leadership and emotional intelligence. No empathy, no compassion, no self-awareness. He or she does not know how to manage the staffs. As a result, they come in and they see that the environment is completely toxic. They don't give them a soft landing. They don't show them what to do. They don't train them. They don't give them, I mean, environment that is conducive to strive. And then, as you know, either the fire or the worker just decide, you know what, I'm leaving the company. So how can you then succeed? How can that company succeed? No, that company will not succeed because they lack the skills of the next decade. Now, innovation and entrepreneurship. What is driving, what is fueling the development we are seeing today is as a result of innovation and entrepreneurship. Imitation plus innovation. Imitation plus innovation equals to innovation. That's what you need as an entrepreneur. You need to imitate. When I published the book on imitation, I think 2017, and my professor was asking him, can we write a book on the power of imitation? He said, oh no, James, this one, are you promoting imitation? I said, no, but everything that is done, everything that we are today, imitation is the backbone that fuel our innovation and entrepreneur that we have today. But when you talk of imitation, many people get scared. I ask myself, why are they scared of imitation? Show me one business that did not imitate from somebody. Show me one thing that did not imitate and innovate to become sustainable, to become whatever we call it today. No business, even in the educational sector. Even in the educational sector, we're all copying, but copyright. Copyright. Reference those that you need to reference where you got your information. But to tell people that imitation is not powerful, imitation is the secret of the Asian tiger. China wouldn't be where it is today if not because of the power of imitation and innovation. Korea, Japan, Singapore, name all the Asian tigers. They succeeded as a result of imitation. So strategic imitation is key. If you're ready to succeed, yes, somebody said, Jakarta said, research and development is yesterday's mentality. Learning and development is today's world, is the key and the takeaway. That's right, Jayaka. I think you nail it there. That is it. That is it. Most of the companies that did research and development did not reap the fruit of their labor. It is learning and developing that is taking the whole benefit. They were there doing research and development. Smart companies are already reaping the reward. They're already producing. They're already producing the product, putting it in the market. While companies have wasted millions, thousands of dollars doing research and development. I mean, it's good. In the context, I understand where he's talking, but in a particular context, research and development is good, but learning and developing. Now, so that is the power. That is what is fueling all the disruption you're seeing today, because of the power of imitation and innovation equals to entrepreneurship. You can be an entrepreneur if you do not have the power of imitation. We are the greatest imitator. You show me one person that did not imitate from your childhood, from when you were born. You were imitating your parents, your peer degrees, your teachers, and so forth and so on. That's all what shaped the fabrics of your psychic today. And then somebody will tell you imitation is not bad. Is it bad? No, it's not. Imitation is good, but healthy, good imitation plus innovation. You have to put it at all times. What problem are you solving? You look at an environment. What is the problem here? There is a problem here. You provide a solution. You imitate what has been done in other places, innovate, make it, adapt it to your local content, and you become an entrepreneur, and that is your gateway for success, and money flows in. Now, having said this, technical skills and AI, cloud, and automation, analyticals, these are very important skills. Whatever industry you are, whether in the medical industry, engineering, it's not just for, I mean, AI, when we talk of technical skills, it's not just for engineers, or it's not just for engineers, for technological guys. No, every industry needs technological skills to strive in today's world. Times have changed. We have entered the fourth and entering the fifth industrial revolution. We're not going back. These skills will continue. So you have to add it in your belt. You have to put it in your arsenals in order to stay sustainable and effective and efficient in every business you do today. Is it Amazon? Is it? Show me one business that is flourishing today without technical skills. No one. No one. Now, these are these 5 skills you need. We look at case study. We will make a case study. I will use, when you look at Africa, Africa is coming up with some groundbreaking areas of development, which even Europe can learn from, or that developing countries can learn from. When it comes to area of IT, look at what Kenya is doing, look at what Nigeria with the digital age. You can stay in the remotest village in Nigeria and do your money transactions. Everywhere you go in Nigeria, even the remotest village, you can transfer money within the globe. And anywhere you want to transfer. These are the breakthroughs in technology. Globalcom, I will talk about that when we move to that area. So we will look at how energy and utilities are shaping the world we live today. Financial service, where Africa is thriving very well. Education sector, you will see that we are living in a world of almost remote education. I mean, almost online education is taking over today. Tell me one, if you type online now, you see hundreds of thousands of online courses. Most of the courses I did myself, I did it online. I did it online. And you learn from the smartest minds, from the brilliant, some of the brilliant minds you can think of. And you can watch those videos over and over, download them. It's not like you're going to listen to one professor in the classroom, and after that, you don't have no way to even retrieve the message. And then you have to go to a library to look for the book that was written 20 years ago. No. You have AI with you, giving you current information, and then you substitute it with whatever you want to substitute it with to get your facts accurate. You see that it's changing. I'm looking at the trajectory going the way it's going in the next few years. Online education may overtake the traditional system. I mean, in some areas, in some sectors. I don't want to mention them here now, but I'm seeing that trajectory. We're going towards that area, except some few key areas like medicine and some few of them that most university courses will be out of students, because those courses will not be relevant again. With the advent of AI, many courses will not be relevant. So we need to be upscaling to adapt to those courses, to those areas where we need to get new skills in order to stay relevant. SMEs and startups are doing it. We see how they are the ones, fueling the growth we are seeing today. We have lived in the most interconnected time in modern history. Show me one single country in the world today that is not trading with some other country. Show me one. Post Second World War, show me one. No single country can survive today without the help of another country, either sourcing for raw materials, collaborating, selling their products, and so on, looking for outsourcing for human resource and so on and so forth. We are living in an interconnected world, and we are not going anywhere out of it. No. Those of you who think nationalism will spring up and come back, no way. No way. No country can survive in today's world without one another. Not possible. If you understand economics very well, it's not possible. It's not possible. So that's the world we live today. So we need to embrace these changes that are taking place, knowing fully that they are for good and they are there to stay for a long time and not just for a short time of. So now we talked about rescaling frameworks. When you talk of rescaling frameworks, what does that mean? Rescaling frameworks. What do you mean by rescaling framework? I don't know if anyone can throw it on the chat box there. Rescale your framework. Why do you do that? There is so many reasons why we go into rescaling. You rescale because you want to assess the gaps that are in the industry. Every industry has gaps. If you go to the medical industry, you look at it. What are the gaps in the medical industry? We need to rescale. We need more epidemiologists to handle diseases in Africa. We need more, if there's cancer patients increasing, we need more doctors in that area to take care of that. You need to rescale. Bridging skill gap for a particular job role. That's it. From that micro level to macro level. Nations rescale skills, companies rescale skills, individuals reskilling. I've seen many friends that left from being a medical student to computer engineer, from being a lawyer to a software developer or whatever. So many, because when the person assessed and saw that there is a skill gap here and there are opportunities there, then so from that individual level to a corporate level and national levels. As a result, when there is a skill gap, immigration in different countries attracts foreign workers to come in and fill those skill gaps. So, for example, in Poland, they can say, okay, they need workers. They need workers in IT to fill their skill gap because they don't have enough IT workers. Or, for example, I'm just making an example. They need to reskill, attract more foreign workers to come in, outsource for them, design learning pathways. How do you want to design your pathways of learning for your company or for your organization? How do you want to design it? I've seen universities, there are some universities I work with. When I look at those universities, I can tell you this university will sustain for another 10, 15 years, or they will not survive 1 or 2 years. Once I scan it, I don't need to there are a few things indices I will look at, and I tell you this university is going down or is going up or is staying sustainable. So you need to design a pathway that is aligned with what is obtainable right now. Build ecosystems. Workplace-based training. Some companies find it difficult to train their staffs. And then how do you want your staff to be efficient and effective? How do you want them to be able to compete in that industry? It's not possible if you cannot integrate work-based training platforms for your workers. You hear some workers, they tell you they go into particular companies, they tell you they cannot grow because there is nothing to do there. I've seen a lot of students that have complained they have reached their peak, nothing, there is nothing, no stimulation, no training, nothing. The same routine, doing the same work over and over every day, nothing. And they tell you, oh, no, they want to leave, they want to look for another job. And that's how those companies will keep hiring and firing. How many of you know what is called Bloomberg's? There is one, Bloom's taxonomy. Bloom's taxonomy. When you learn something, do you measure the worth of what you learn? Like we do in this course now, reskilling for the next decade. Can you apply the Bloom's? Who knows what is Bloom taxonomy? You can type it for me on the chat box. Bloom taxonomy. What's Bloom taxonomy? I need one participant to just check for me. Yes, please. Bikash Panda, what's Bloom's taxonomy? Please put it for us on the chat box there. Thanks. Anyone with an idea of Bloom's taxonomy, that's what you'll be taking away. That's one of the things you'll be taking away from this reskilling. Because when you learn and you do not measure the outcome of what you've learned, it's a waste of time. I tell students most often, if you do not wear your Bloom's taxonomy, a learning framework that classify level of learning, please, Bikash, can you put the stages, the 6 stages of the learning process, please, Bloom's taxonomy. Type it in full. Thanks. Anyone can help before he done it. Anyone that have the answer quickly, what are the levels? You can put it on the chat box there. No, put it in serial. Just copy them. Just put it. No, I want it. Can you put them? I want them in serial order, in the hierarchical order. Just 1 minute for that, please, so that we can round up. Measure learning outcomes. Bloom taxonomy. BLOOMS taxonomy. TAXASONY taxonomy. I just Bloom taxonomy. Maybe I type it here so you can. Perfect. Number one, Bikash said, number one, the Bloom taxonomy is remember. That's why most often we go to places, we study courses, we do programs. Once the program is over, ask the participants, what did they take out of here? They cannot remember. Number two is understand. Do you understand? Can you explain what you have just learned today in this session? Can you apply the knowledge? Number three, the stage 3 of Bloom's taxonomy is, can you apply the knowledge you've learned here? And the stage number 4 is analyze. Can you break down the structure of what you have learned here to see if you put everything together, it makes sense or not? And then evaluate. That's stage 5. Evaluating what we have learned here. Do you think that reskilling for the next generation or for the next decade is a fundamental principle that we must all tie on our waist to move to the next year? Now, having said that, all the entrepreneurs you see today in different sectors, they create something. That is the highest level of Bloom's taxonomy. So when you study something, you must remember what you study. That's why students fail when they ask them, what is this in the exam? They fail because they didn't remember. They ask them, understand. They say, explain what you understand by this. That's stage 2. They test the students.
Hello.
Yes.
Sorry, Dr. James, for the interruption, but
Okay.
we are running out of the time, so we have to wrap up the session in 2 to 5 minutes.
Okay, so I have 5. Can I have 5 more minutes? Is that okay?
Sure.
Perfect, thank you. So the last stage of Bloom taxonomy is create. After you leave today, can you be able to create something from this lesson? Can you create something? Can you understand that reskilling is good? So when you go back to your industries, different industries where you're working, or if you're the manager, you'll be able to replicate this. It's very important. So measure learning outcome through Bloom's taxonomy. That tells you whether you are making progress in any field or not. And we move to the next stage, which is, sorry. So for you to stay relevant in today's world, you must have a culture of continuous learning. It doesn't end here, please. Continuous learning, aligning learning with strategy. What is your strategy? What's the reason for you coming here today? Do you have a particular aim area where you want to improve? You have to make sure that the learning you are learning today aligns with it. Applying data-driven learning analytics. You want to analyze your learning skills if they align with what is needed in the market. What is the outcome? If you're a manager, can you support your employees to transition, to learn new skills, to upskill them, to cross-skill them? And in conclusion today, I would say we have understood what reskilling is all about. So reskilling is no longer an optional, it is a must. As we move into next year, whatever you are doing, keep reskilling. Organizations that invest in talent wins. There are uncountable of them. Is it Amazon? Is it Google? Name them. The future belongs to the agile learners. You must be proactive at all times to learn. Anything that is not agile will not stay sustainable in today's world. So that is the world we live in. We live in a world of today's mentality, solving today's problem with today's mentality and not yesterday's mindset. So I end this session here. And if you have any question, I'm glad to take it. Thank you all. Any question for me? You can put it on the chat box.
Thank you so much, Dr. James, for the amazing and insightful sessions. So, unfortunately, because we are running out of the time, we'll not be able to take the question. So, I really apologize to the participant. And once again, Dr. James, thank you so much for coming on our platform on a such short notice. We are very honored to have you as our speaker. And I really apologize for today's timing confusion because of the GMT CST it has happened. So I really sorry for that. So, moving ahead, participant, I am sharing Dr. James' LinkedIn ID into the chat box for your convenience, guys, so that you can connect with him directly for any consultation, any query, or if you need any guidance. I'm sure Dr. James would be happy to help you out. Right, Dr. James?
Thank you.
Thank you. So moving ahead to the next part of this session, before wrapping up the session, I just wanted to make a few quick announcements. So just allow me a minute to share my screen. So, if you guys are ready for opting the certification, so the certification of learning and developments are available now, and you can opt it with the 20% off discount for this. So we are giving a complimentary coupon code to all of our participants. And I'm sharing the coupon code link into the chat box for your convenience, guys, so that you don't miss out. So if you're ready, go and check out on our website, opt for the certificate, and use the coupon code link and get 20% off discount. And we have also launched one more platform called Utility Tool. So if you are on your job hunting journey, this utility tool can be your lifesaver. Because in today's AI era, HRs and recruiter also take the help of AI to make their professional journey even more easier. But that is also the fact, because they do screen the resume from AI ATS screening system now, and that is also one of the biggest reason the most of candidates' resumes are getting rejected due to the due to the even after having the skills and experience, because their resume is not aligned according to the ATS and screening system. So what you can do, you can take the help of utility tool. We are giving a complimentary coupon code to all of our participants, which will give you 100% off for using this tool. So when everyone is taking the help of AI, why or not, take the help of utility tool and use the coupon code link, get 100% off, and make your job hunting journey even more easier. Stand out your resume in front of the HRs and recruiters. So today we had an amazing session of Dr. James. Tomorrow we are going to have Bobby with us on the same time at 9:30 a.m. Central, 11:30 p.m. Singapore, and 9 p.m. Indian timing. And we are also covering the AI implementation series as well. So the AI implementation series are now conducted at 7:30 a.m. Central Time, 9:30 p.m. Singapore time, and 7 p.m. Indian time. And if you're a ISO enthusiastic, I would strongly recommend you to join this webinar where we are conducting a series of ISO 4201 and ISO 2701 across industries, and which is conducting at 8:30 a.m. Central Time, 10:30 p.m. Singapore time, and 8 p.m. Indian time. So now it's time to celebrate our referral champions. So today we have Banu, Durgesh, EBI, Avinash with us. And special thanks to all three of you to helping us simplify our initiative and reach it to the wider global audience. Keep the momentum going. You can also be a part of the referral championship. So what you have to do, if any of your peers, colleagues, and professional wants to join for this webinar, you can refer the registration link via which you will find on our GSDC website. So every referral will earn you a point, and once you hit a $50 point, you'll be able to get a free gift certification voucher. And if you want to be one of our speaker for Learning Capsules webinar and podcast, please feel free to connect at pratibha@gsdccouncil.org. So these are the platforms where you guys can connect with us: LinkedIn platform, website, WhatsApp group. We would love to know your feedback. So how the feedback sessions are going on, what do you think about the topics we are covering, everything. So I'm sharing all of the platform links into the chat box. I'm also sharing the reviews.io link as well into the chat box so that you can drop your feedbacks and suggestion over there, and do connect with us with all of the platform for upcoming events and trends. And with that, it's time to come to an event end. So thank you so much once again, Dr. James, for the amazing and insightful sessions. And today's learning journey was a roller coaster ride. So we are looking forward to having you in the session as well, in future session as well. And thank you so much to all of the participants for joining into our learning journey. And I hope to see you all tomorrow as well. Till then, keep learning, keep energizing. Have a good day, good night, good morning, good evening, wherever you are.
Thank you.